Okay, so let's start with the watercolor box. This is a watercolor box. You'll see they have all the names of the colors. Depending on the companies, the name of the colors can slightly be a little bit different. So this is the name that this company basically gave for all the colors that are in here. But it can be different, of course, from another company. You see here you have 12 and 12 colors. So it's a 24 sets of colors. This box, the good thing about it, it's metal. So metal case and also metal palette. The palette, it's right here where you mix your colors. You see that it's metal. And if you want, you can have this this metal box or this box for a long time. It can be 10 years, 20 years. Whenever the colors finishes, the only thing that you have to do is basically remove the color and just replace it with the same color and buy it. So you can keep this metal piece, this whole thing. You can keep it for as long as you want it. That's the good thing about the metal boxes. The other good thing about the metal box and palette, it's they do not absorb water compared to, if you have like a plastic case or a wood case, they may absorb water, especially when you're using the palette to mix those colors. But the thing is, those watercolor boxes can be very expensive. Like this one was a little bit more expensive than the one that I initially had was this one. So I started with this one, which is the Winsor and Newton box, watercolor box. It only had 6 and 6, 12 color, but you can see that it is plastic. So the problem with the plastic, they do absorb water. So, but the good thing is you really don't have to use or buy a metal box with all these colors that are very expensive. You can start with a small one. I started with this one, for example. I had it for like 6-7 months practicing and using it. But when I was trying to mix the colors in the palette, I wasn't using those plastic one. What I used instead was let me get it here. I used this one. It's a piece of, it is just a piece of ceramic plates that I got it from I don't even know where I got it from, but yeah, you can use this one. What happened? I don't know if you're able to see it, but you can use this ceramic plate as a palette to mix your color, just to make sure that it is white. That's the good thing. So yeah, I bought this one because I know that I'm going to use for a long time, and I am going to be practicing and creating a lot of things in here. The other thing that is very important is make sure that you have the 3 primary colors. What do I mean by primary colors? Whenever those 3 primary colors, whenever you mix those ones, you can obtain different colors. So those are very important 3 colors that you need to have. In this case, for the watercolor, it is yellow, it is red, and it is also blue. Those 3 colors, red, yellow, and blue, are the primary colors that that you need to have it in any palettes or any watercolor boxes. Okay, I lost electricity. It is raining outside really, really bad. So I will continue. I'm trying to use my flash, so hopefully you guys can see it. But next up, after the watercolor box, we're going to concentrate on the brush. Or brushes. There is a lot of different type of brush that you can use. There is synthetic, and when I'm saying synthetic, I'm talking about the bristles right here. They can be synthetic or they can be animal hair, just like a squirrel hair, for example. But a lot of the brushes nowadays are synthetic, which is good instead of using the animal hair. I put this piece of paper so you guys can see it because this is brown, the table is brown, so it's kind of confusing and I don't have any lights. So I'm trying to make sure that you guys are able to see. Anyway, when you look at the bristles of the brush, you will see this part right here that is round. It is round because it allows you to basically do a lot of big strokes. So if you're drawing and you do like this, you can do big strokes with this. And then you will see also at the end right here that it is pointed. And this pointed, it's for, fine lines. So if you want to draw fine lines, you can use the pointed part of the bristles. And that allow you basically to do, big strokes or fine line. And you can start, the main one that you can use or buy when it comes to brush, just buy something that is, similar to this, where you have a round base and a pointed part. That is, the one thing that you will need to start with. Of course, there is so many different type of brushes, so the more you're using it, the more you will understand which one you want and buy more. But for the start, something like this will be perfect. Now there is also another type of brush that I want to quickly mention. It is the water brush. I have it right here. So, water brush. The water brush, it's similar to, it's a brush, of course. It's a slightly different because it has what they call a reservoir. So, the reservoir is this. This is where you can actually put water. You can put water in here. There is a little bit of water. I don't know if you're able to see a little bit of water right now. So you put water here, close it, and then you can use it as you go, and you can see it's a little bit round here and pointed here, so which is good. The only problem with the water brush, and I will advise you first of all to start with the regular brush. Why? Because when you're cleaning the regular brush, you can put some water and clean it really well before mixing with other color. With this one, it's mostly for on-the-go people. For example, sometimes in summertime I will go to a park and just get this one, put a little bit of water in the reservoir, and then I will take my small box of watercolor box, and then I will just go and just use this one like that. I don't have to have water in front of me. I can use it. The problem with this one is it gets really dirty quickly. Why? Because you're not putting or cleaning the brush with water. You're using this water, so whenever you mix color, it gets really dirty and everything. So you will have to have like some type of rag or something like that to use it, or to dry and clean it before using it for a different color. So it can be messy a little bit, but I will say start with just a regular, like this one, simple one. That you can just start practicing and everything, and then the more you will use those brushes, the more you will get familiar with it, and then the more you will use different ones. Okay, next up it is water, a cup of water. So you will use this one, of course, to clean your brushes, and then when it gets dirty and all that stuff, you will have to change the water. Let me take one brush as an example, and of course, put the water and you clean your brushes. Sometimes you go all the way down like this, and make sure that all the bristles and everything, all the colors are off. So don't be scared of pushing all the bristles down and to clean, your brushes like that. So that's pretty much it is pretty much, what you have to do. So just have a cup of water. And then up next, and this is the most important thing, it is the watercolor paper. It is the most important one. So I'm going to give you an example. So this is the one that I am using for my watercolor paper. Both sides of so let me just take one. Both sides are, good to use. So both sides are good. And if you look a little bit, I'm not even sure if you're able to see it, but there is a smooth side, which is this side. The smooth side, it's good for details, fine lines and everything. And then there is a texture side. When you touch it, you can see the difference. The texture side, it's good for washes and also texture effect if you want to use the color and all that stuff. But both sides are good, depending of what you're using for. And this paper is very important for, for your drawing and everything. Why? Because the watercolor paper, if you want a good quality watercolor paper, you need to start with at least 300 grams or 140 pounds. It absorbs really well, and it's the color are more vibrant and everything. So you can also use something like 250 gram, but don't go down more than 250 gram. The 350 gram, it's pretty good. It's not really expensive. This one, like, it has 30 of them. You can separate them, each one, and just work on one of them. They're very good. They're not as expensive. The size, I got 9 by 12 inches. Of course, you can use different sizes and all that stuff, but make sure that, the paper that you're using, it's very important. Make sure that you have at least 300 grams for the paper. And then the sides will be smooth or the texture side, depending on what you're using for. That one, it is for the paper. Okay, so up next, it is, let me take this one out. Up next is the pencils. This is the pencil that I'm using. You will see here, there is the letter H and the letter B. What it means, H, it's for hard, and B, it's for soft. So it's telling you how hard or how soft those pencils are. So let me see here. And I think sometimes it is written in here. Yeah, so this one, I don't know if you're able to see it. Maybe I should put the small piece of paper. So this one, it's HB. It's right here. And So HP, it's a mix of hard and soft, and that's the pencil that I mostly use. Then, you know, those different ones. This other one, for example, it's 2H, so hard, and you will see the difference. When you're drawing and all that stuff, just use an HP, which is soft and hard. So this one, it's kind of a mixed. Let's see this other one. This other one, it's B, which is soft. So you see this, and then this other one, it's 2B, even softer. So it's just different, you know. But just use the HP. You should be fine. It's between hard and soft. And here it tells you, you know, you go from the H, which is soft, to the one that is neutral, hard, and soft, to the one that is soft. So, I'm sorry, hard, neutral, B, it's soft, and then you will see more soft and all that stuff. So, if you use the HP, you're pretty much good. It is H for hard and B for soft. So, it is kind of a mix of the two. I use that. The next one, it's eraser. So the eraser, the one that I use, always use the white eraser. For some reason, it's much better for me when I am using it than this side. And I'm able to, whenever it gets dirty and all that stuff, I just cut it a little bit here. But this is the one that I'm using, just to use a regular eraser, whatever works for you on the paper. There is another type of erasers that they call kneaded eraser, KNEADED eraser. And it is, I have it here. This is, here you go. Kneaded eraser. And this one, it's basically, it's great for lifting graphites or watercolor gently without damaging the paper. So it is kind of an eraser. So if I do, for example, like this one, let me try. Use the hard. Okay. So if I don't want to erase this, you can do something like this. And this is not even a watercolor paper, but it works really well on the watercolor. You see the lines, you can still see it, but it's really, really faded. So it's going to allow you to basically erase without completely removing all the line that you just draw, and then you can, you know, just draw on top of that. So those are two type of eraser that I use, but you know, you can start with just a regular one, and that should be absolutely fine. Okay, so let me see. Next one, it's pretty much something that you need. It's a rag. I have this. If you have a cotton one, that's perfect. I got this one for less than $1 at IKEA. And what you can use for this one, it's basically lift any water or paint, or even whenever you clean your brushes, you know, just dry them on this one. You know, so it's something that you will need for, you know, for when you're drawing and all that stuff. And let me see, masking tapes. That's another thing that you will need. Let me get masking tapes. Okay, So I got those ones, the washing tapes from Amazon. Let me see if I can, didn't open it yet. But you will need just regular masking tape. Let's see if I can remove a little bit everything else. Yep, masking tapes, what do you do with those masking tapes? It's just, you know, protect area of the paper that you want to protect. If you wanted, for example, a square here, you can put your masking tape here, 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 and here. And then it's gonna, you know, basically protect the area of the paper, and you're gonna have like a clean edges whenever you're drawing. And then lastly, you will need a drawing gum. I can probably do later. Let me see if I can find a drawing gum. Oh, I have it right in front of me. Here you go. So this is a drawing gum. It comes with a couple of brushes. I see the brushes it comes with. It comes with a couple of brushes. I don't even know where I put it. I need to be a little bit more organized. But what it does, it basically cover area you want to keep white. For example, you have a piece of paper, you're drawing and all that stuff, and you have stars or a moon, for example, and you did like a small circle. What you have to do, it's basically put the drawing gum on top of that little circle that you did for the moon, for example. And then at the end, when the painting is done and everything and it's dry, you can just peel it off or rub it off after the painting, and then that small circle will stay white. And so your painting, it's not going to go on top of it. And so I use this one sometimes when I'm drawing something like, you know, the moon, for example, or stars and everything. And so a drawing gum will be also good. It's not really necessary at the beginning when you're starting, but it's something that you can, you know, pretty much use it as you go. And so those are, you know, all the things that you will not, at least the basic things that you will need to start. I know that I show you a lot of different stuff, but we covered the drawing gum, masking tape, rags, eraser, the pencil, the watercolor box, the paper. What else did we cover? Let me see. I think I wrote it in the cup of water. And then we also covered the brushes and everything. So there is a lot of things that I cover in here. But for right now, at least you know the minimum material that you will need for starting, and then you don't have to buy all the things. You can just start with a watercolor box and brushes to start with, and small rag and your water, and then you will get a little bit more of those materials as you go. Okay. So the first steps that I want to do is just to get familiar with my colors. So what I'm going to do, it's a color chart. They also call it color swatch chart, but it's basically like a map of your colors and an overview of all the colors that you have in a set. Okay, so I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna take one paper of this watercolor, the one that I showed you before. So I have 12 and 12, so I have a 24 of them. I'm gonna use also this little brush. It comes with the water with the box. So I have 24. So what I'm gonna do, because I want to make sure that one side has all these colors and this other side has all the 12 colors. So I'm going to divide this by 2, and I'm using the texture side, which absorb water a little bit better. So I'm gonna divide, and I'm gonna show you quickly what I want to do. Divide it by 2, and then it's 12 and 12. So I'm gonna take the middle of this, just like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 here, and I'm gonna have the other 6 here. So I'm gonna start like this. So this color goes here, and this other colors goes here, and the same for each one. So I know which side it's. This side is this one, and this side is this one. So I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna just show you like one. Where is my rag? Right here. Let me show you just one color. So let's start with this color. So I use the water. You want to take it, you want to make sure that you are saturating the color. So what I'm gonna do is, wow, this one is, it's purple, but it's so dark. You see how the difference is between, here I'm seeing like black, and here it's like purple, but really dark purple. Okay, so that's the first one. Then what I'm gonna do is, you take one color and then you gradually dilute into with water to show the deep saturated one, and go from there to go to the lighter diluted color or tone that you can have with the same color. So this is the first one. Then I am going to dilute just one time, and then see how the color, it's now purple. Then I will do one more. This one is lighter. Then I dilute it into water. This one, it's even lighter. Then I will do again. See how those colors are fading away basically until you get the lightest shade of it. So you see here, so when I looked at this color right here, it's basically black for me. You see on the paper how the difference is between this and this color. I can see in here that it's darker and more saturated, and then the more you are, using the water, dilute into the water, and then you get a lighter shade, a lighter tone, until you get basically to a very, very light color. So now, now you know that when you're using your color, that you want really a light pink, you have to make sure that, you know, you are using, you basically, you know, play with the water and all that stuff to, you know, get to the shades or the tones of the color that you wanted. Now, make sure that, you know, you're watching really, really well, and you're basically cleaning the first, you know, color and making sure that the color, it's all cleaned up before using the next one. So the next one, and I'm going to use my rag just quickly to make sure that I don't, so you see my rag, the color, it's all washed out. Then I'm going to use the second one. The second one is this one. It does look like a lighter purple, but I don't know how it's going to look on the paper. And I'm using the 300 gram square meter of this one. So I saturate it. And so this is the first one. And you don't even see it. So you see the difference between the first color and the second one. This one you can see a little bit, the lighter one. This one you can barely even see it. So that's how you can, you know, kind of learn a little bit about, you know, your colors. Some colors are you know, a little bit more darker and saturated. The other one are a little bit lighter. And so when I took the same sample, 6 of them, I see that this one I can see it, but this one I can barely see it. And you see this one is really saturated, just like this one. This one is saturated, just like this one. This one and this one kind of look like this one. You see the center, it's a little bit clearer. Same with this one. With this one, I can't even see it. So that's how you get used to, you know, learning a little bit your color and getting a chart of the colors that you have in all the sets, in your sets. Basically, it's a map of your colors. And this is the first thing that, you know, everybody should be able to do it. Just make sure that when you are going from one color to another color, you have to really clean your brush with the water. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna just do all the other colors and then show it to you, the result at the end. Okay, so I finished the color chart, and this is what I got. I'm a perfectionist, so I try to do things right and everything. But I know this is not perfect, but it is what I came up with. Some of them are still wet, not dry, so that's fine. But this is what, you know, I came up. I even got the count wrong. You see how I have 3 extra ones, but those extra line allow me to basically put the name, you know, in here. So it's never perfect, but it's okay. So it is kind of, I mean, you can see some of the colors here. The one that I was like a little bit, that I was, you know, a little bit surprised. It's this last line and the one before that, one of the things that I noticed, you know, this one it looks, it's blue. This one it's more like purple and blue. You see how the difference is between this one and this one. This one on the paper, I see it's purple, and here it's completely blue. And this last line seems to be purple for me, but when I looked at the charts that they have here, this one, it is blue, ultramarine, deep. That's the name. But, you know, it looks more purple to me than blue. But that is what it is. And this one is the one that says purple. Yeah, this last line says purple. This one, for me, looks like a deep purple, more than a blue, but it is what it is. But you can see how, you know, when you look at your box right here, those colors that are, you know, on the paper, some of them looks completely different. You know, like in the box, for example, if I look at those two yellow, for me those two yellow seems to be basically the same. Here it's a little bit lighter. What do they call those yellow? This one, which is this one, it's Naples Yellow Deep. This one, it's called Indian Yellow, and this one it's called Lemon Yellow. So it is kind of you know, different. But when I looked at the paper, I do see the difference. I do not see the difference in here. They both look like the same color to me, but in the paper I can see the difference between those two yellows. And you can also see some of them, you know, I wasn't able to get the last, the lighter one. You can barely see it, this line as well as this line. But yeah, it's same with this one. I have, it started like black and then it goes to gray. So this one is number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, it says Payne's Gray. But it started as, you know, really black. So this is how you can basically get used to your different colors, and just have like a map of all the colors that you have in the set. And the more you're using the water, the more it gets lighter, and then it gives you a little bit different color. So that's I think the whole main purpose of the watercolor. It is color and water, so we're playing with those two things to, you know, make it looks really nice. So that's it. That's what I got for my color chart. So that's the first step that I will do. I'm gonna, whenever it's dry and everything, I will put the dates in the back, just so I can remember when I did this, you know, color charts. Don't worry, my sketches are terrible, but here we go. Day 1, I'm in bed, writing down all the things that I'm grateful for 2025 and action and improvement for 2026. Day 2, I assemble an IKEA Rasco utility cart in 15 minutes, and that was my quickest IKEA assembly yet. Day 3, I went to the European Wax Center. I usually have a pass that I was sharing with my niece, but because of new management at my location, they now restrict the wax pass to just a single user. Day 4, I spent editing a video for YouTube for my first posts. Day number 5, I read this great article by Tanisha Garrison. The magazine names it's Pathways magazine. That article was amazing. The title of the article is The Healer Within Spiral, a framework for understanding your journey of healing. Day 6 was music day, and I learned what a fret is on my acoustic guitar, and I know that I have 19 fret totals. Day 7, I learned about the 6 strings, E, A, D, G, B, E. I can also remember using elephant and donkey grow big ears. Day 8, I drove 45 minutes one way to get this New Zealand butter from Costco. My local Costco didn't have it. Day 9, I got my portable drafting and drawing table. Day number 10, I create my color chart for my watercolor box, and I think you saw that in the video.